Good morning. Hope you're all doing well. I'm Jackie, the Avalon Alchemist Temple. And let's see what's going on for the twin flames this week. I had a very, very, very busy week. And yeah, I feel I need to a little bit of more rest. But I couldn't resist. They said, you know, you have to get this video out. So I wasn't really keen on doing anything today, but yeah, I will get everything done and everything ready for the whole week. After this one, a divine masculine reading will come in, and some other readings this week. Also follow me on TikTok, because I decided to go more online. So let's see what all is happening and what we can do for each other, and if I can help you out with these readings. Okay, for the Divine Feminine. Higher hearts. Travel. Oh no. Angelic ones. Oh my gosh, travel again. No. Not for me, I hope. I hope for you guys. I'm a bit done with your travel, but you know, when the goddess sends you somewhere, you need to go, you need to listen. Dolphin baby for the Divine Masculine. The way of the pearls, going within and find the beauty. And breathing. Okay, and what is the card from the universe for both of them? Fire and water. Well, it's very interesting. Let's see how this is working out for everyone. It's very interesting. So, expansion, love for all, playfulness, and let go of the past. Let go of the past for the Divine Feminine. Let go of everything what, well, for instance, if you say let go of the past, say let go of everything of last week. You know, give it space, give it freedom, give it nurturing, but let go. Let go from past things, past issues, past conflicts or whatever. There's an expansion going on within yourself. And the playfulness is returning, and let love come in. It's a love from the higher heart. It's a love that says, okay, we are moving up to another frequency. We are going to the new earth, the 5th dimensional realm, and climbing up already to the 7th. So when we are already climbing up to that 7th dimension, we will get in balance with the material world. You know, we get in balance with that. So actually what is going on is saying, go to that higher heart space and stay in there. You know, you can use that energy, that higher frequency, to shift and turn things in a better way for humanity and for all. So that is really what is needed at this moment. We're getting new DNA activations. We're getting higher connections. And with higher connections, I I mean, you know, Palladians, Syrians, Arcturians, Andromeans, Lyrans. We all getting in contact with that into our, actually into that future space. So I have some workers down here, so it's probably the noise you hear. So in the and you can travel with that inner work and outer. So that's in the heart space, the inner and outer journeys. So it could mean that you will, this is the card of the travel of the divine feminine in the heart space. And maybe she travels a lot. And it means you also have those inner travels. And when you travel within to different realms or different spaces, that you can transmute and transform the things that need to be transformed in the realm, because, you know, we know all what's going on. So, and then also believe in yourself, because the things that you do could be for normal people not understandable, you know, and they think, oh my gosh, that's too weird, that's out of this place, this is not possible. Believe in yourself, because you get the confirmation time and time again that you're on the right path, that you are doing the right thing, that you're on the right journey, that you are doing the things not only for the people that don't understand, you're doing that it for them, but also for another consciousness. So you take them on a journey, and raise their consciousness. It's about, you know, flipping the coin, you know, and seeing in their souls that that is the place also where they want to go for activations. And maybe there's a yearning from their souls when they see your travels or they see your journeys, you know, and you connect with the journey in the realm, that you can pull them up, you know, to a higher frequency. So, and it could be that their souls are resonating with what you've been shown or where you're going, and that interest and that kind of stuff is really, really amazing. So your inner travels and your outer travels will attract the people that needs to be with you. Okay, you're an earth angel, divine feminine. Divine healing is upon you. Divine grace and divine guidance is with you. So you are being divinely guided to go to places, to activate, to be in that higher heart space, to be in that unconditional love. So you can help and shift people and activate people on that level. You know, it's when you're in the 3D, you're just talking in the 3D. But when you're in that other space, when you're alone, you are rising your frequency to other dimensions and other places, and you know exactly what is happening there. You know also to put the connections together. What is created, you know, what is created in the realm, what is connected with each other. And you can follow all these energy lines to see and to see what's happening, but also what is creating distortion. So when you see what distortion is created, you can also reverse it. And if it's willingly or unwillingly, you know, you can shift and change that frequency for yourself. When you change it for yourself, not against, but with a higher and divine love, then everything will shift. So you are an earth angel. That is what they see. You come with the right solutions at the right time for people. And if it's been given to you, you know, and so you can pass it on. So that's what is happening for the divine feminine. The dolphin baby again for the divine masculine. You are a Lemurian origin. You are in flow. It's timeless, and you're adaptable. You're free and take your time to take your time to adapt to all the information. Adapt to that flow, adapt to where you are now, let go of the past. You know, I always say let go of yesterday, because yesterday has no influence on this day, only if you let it. And have that playfulness in your heart. You are kind-hearted, loving, and there is openness, there's space, there is a creation. And in that creation, what you're doing, you know, you're meeting other people of the same frequency. So, you know, you're meeting people in alignment. I know that the divine feminine on that higher frequency can adapt with everyone. You can go up, you can go low, you can go right, you can go left, you can go all the way, you know. And that's no problem. But you need to make sure that you're in alignment, you know, in alignment with your highest your higher heart. You know, you need to be in alignment with your higher heart and what's the best for you in that moment. For all, I hear. So in the heart space for the divine masculine, liminal space, new energies, trust, and there is time of growth. So the way of pearls is always saying, dive deep, open the clams so you can receive your pearls. And receiving the pearls is something of, it's not easy to open a clam, right? So, but when you look within, you find the most beautiful pearls. That means that you need to open up. It means you have to dive deep into emotions, and then you see the beauty of it all. So, and that is the way of the pearls, how the way of the pearls work. They only show you when they're opening up. So it's good to ask some questions that can open up that person, or that can open up that path in front of you. Diving deep in the ocean, you know, to remove the blocks that are holding you back from your energy field, that holding you back from your true and your authentic self. So remove those blocks, and when you remove those blocks, you can be open, you can be truthful, and you can see the beauty from yourself, but also from someone else. Breathing. So for the divine masculine, it's diving deep in your heart space to see what is there, you know, and not, you know how you are in your heart space. You know how it developed. You know how it grows. You know where it goes to. So breathing. For the divine masculine, ground yourself. Feel what you feel. Clearing out some addictions and expressing yourself. When you express yourself, then you're doing a really amazing job. So when you ground yourself and you are connecting with your feelings, and you can breathe life in it. You know, you can breathe the light in it. So that's what is happening with the divine masculine at the moment. It's like, you know, jumping the waves and say, okay, I embrace everything what's coming my way, and grounding. And how does it relate with the divine feminine? How does it, I need other cards I hear. How does it relate with the divine feminine and the divine masculine within themselves? And I also see that maybe you, divine masculine, needs to do some breathing exercises to let things go, you know, or exercise in general, just to let things go out of your system, that you're not having the blocks and all that kind of things. So, and the universe says between the feminine and the masculine, for both of them, fire and water. You know, fire and water creates steam. You know, um, stillness amidst turmoil. So when there is a turmoil or a conflict or whatever going on, it is very important that you keep your stillness in all of this. You know, the heart concentration, concentrate on the heart space, concentrate on the love. There's emotional integration. So there is some emotions that needs to integrate when there is some turmoil going on in your life or in your lives, for the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Um, and feel your feelings. So it is going within. It's like the way of the pearls, going within. Feel what you feel. You know, not rationalize it and give it, push it away or give it a space. No, you have to feel what it does with you within, if there is some turmoil going on. Just sit down, breathe it in, and feel yourself. You know, maybe you need to have some release, some crying going on, or let more go. You know, we can rationalize it, we can push it away, we can go in in a workaholic state. We can say, okay, I focus all my energy on my work and I forget about it. But that's not how you integrate your feelings. Go within and feel those feelings. Okay. So what is the divine masculine within the divine feminine feeling for the divine masculine, for the feminine? Divine masculine sees love. You know, maybe you know each other for a long time, maybe you know each other for a past life, maybe there is a rekindling going on, but there is this pure, unconditional love for each other that says, you know, I love that heart. I love your heart. I love your higher heart. I love what you're doing. And there is that, I see that expansion of you. It's a totally different energy than I experienced before in my life. And I want to explore this. You know, this is your love for all is inspiring. It's inspiring me that I say, oh my God, I'm not the only one who thinks like that. Because most of the people I know or I see that have a totally different view of life, but you the expansion you give and the expansion you're going through and the way you love and the way you treat people is so different. And it can be boring, right? Because your energy is calm, your energy is going within, can create that stillness, and let's say, but can also be very playful. And at times, they some things are coming out of you that they say, "Oh my God, that's funny," that is hilarious, but you're not knowing it from yourself because out of that stillness, you know, also other things are coming to the surface. So the divine masculine is seeing, the divine feminine as a past life or um, past life love or future love, how you want to address it. It can be because we're living in the now. It can be from the past, it can be from the future. It's just how you perceive it. When I say, okay, I'm from the future and I'm creating now, changing the world, what's needed to be created now, people are saying, oh my God, what's going on with her? And now I realize that I meet more people that are thinking the same, that are on that same frequency, that know exactly what you mean. And how beautiful is that? So that's how the divine masculine sees the divine feminine, with an open heart and love for all. She doesn't hold grudges. She is open to everyone and what everyone needs to know. Okay, traveling. The divine masculine sees the divine feminine in their travels as, oh, I've just been through it. I just did it all. And now you're already there for me with another journey. And I have to hold that. I need to ground that first before you send me out again to another journey. I need to have space to ground it, to feel into it, and to say, yeah, if I'm going there or am I not going there? There are also some places in the universe that you're traveling to that needs some guidance, that needs some guardians, that needs protection. That's what I feel. You say, okay, there are some energies going on there, and I need to reroute myself to another space, because if I go there, I need a good and solid protection, because it's a realm where you travel to, or you're going to a place where you travel to, where the energies are dense, where the energies are different, and maybe the energies are even hostile against you. So you need to know exactly which realm you choose, where you want to go, because if I tune in, there is a lot of chaos, and you are a guardian almost, with all the fire and all the passion that you have within yourself. You are guarding, have a guardian as when you go through portals. So you need to protect yourself. And that's what you do. You're holding on to it. You say, okay, when I'm going in a journey, when I'm going to another realm or another planet, or I'm traveling in the higher realms, I need that protection. Even when you go to other countries, even when you go to other spaces, then they say, okay, you need some protection, and guard yourself, because you're going into a lower density And in that lower density, there are a lot of beings that don't think the same as you do. But you can shift. You can, like the higher heart, from the frequencies. You can go up, you can go low, you can go right, you can go left. Doesn't matter, but you need that protection and that, guard yourself for it. Okay. Earth Angel, the Nine of Swords. There are some energies that Divine Masculine says you need to protect yourself from. See? It always comes out. The channeling always gives a confirmation. So they say, okay, guard yourself, guard the freedom, guard the space, guard the peace, for yourself and for other people. It could be there is a time coming up for you where you're needed, desperately needed, as an earth angel to do your work. But you can't see the consequences yet, because there is a space going on and there's an energy going on that needs the highest protection. And I see and I know that you are called to go there, Divine Feminine. You are called to go there, because this is the time and the space where you've been trained to do that work. They made you on this level, they created you for this level to sustain those energies, because you fight with love. You don't fight with enemy, with anger, with frustration. No, you are there to send so much love and so much light that everything will shift and change anyway. So that's what the Divine Masculine sees. Divine Masculine sees, okay, you're ready, you can handle this, you can do this, but keep yourself in that space of that earth angel. You don't need to fight with anger or frustration or hatred. We're fine. Our biggest weapon is love, and it's that space within yourself. And when that space is within yourself, you can overcome everything. There's so many hurdles you need to, and maybe you see what's happening and you're still doubting, shall I step in or shall I withdraw myself? Because is this the level I want to sink to? Because you go to the underworld, if you know what I mean. If you start to get in a fight, you're going to the underworld. And is that what you want? It's all up to the Divine Feminine, and that's what the Divine Masculine is telling her. When you step in, know if that you can handle it. It doesn't matter for your frequency, because your frequency is already established within you. You are already in that seven-dimensional or six-dimensional realm, where you're much easier to transform the things that needs to be transformed. Could be that Divine Masculine is saying, oh my gosh, I don't know what I need to do with all this love, with all that energy. I don't know. It's overwhelming me, I need some time to reflect. I need some time to retreat, to feel what I feel, because your light is shining so bright. Your divine healing, the healing you give, even if you if the divine masculine don't even realize the codes that you're carrying is healing for the divine masculine. And you got the divine guidance. So yeah, he is really saying, yeah, maybe I need to retreat a little bit because I need some space, because this is overwhelming me. And I can totally understand that. When you're in that same alignment, then it's no problem. Then it just flows, you know. It doesn't leave any residue. But when you're on a different vibration, you know, and you're in a space of hurt, for instance, and then they drop a bomb of light in your life, you know, you're like, boff. And that has an impact on your system, has an impact on your thinking, has an impact on your healing. It has an impact on everything, and sometimes you need to recuperate from that. Okay, so what is the divine feminine saying to the divine masculine? You're a magician, you know. You're a magician and you can do everything what you want. You can shift and turn things into gold. You're an alchemist, you know. Make everything what's not good in your life, you can make it realize, and you can say, oh, I will create that. You know, if you say, okay, I'm not on that frequency yet, but I want to be there, you know, you can say, I'm going to create this in my life. And that's exactly what the divine masculine wants to do. You know, if the things are not flowing in your life, if the things are stagnating in your life, then you know that you are being pushed to a different direction. You've been pushed to work with Mother Nature, with the energy field, with healing people, with working again, working not against the dark, but to neutralize it. That's your work. You know, you just need to neutralize. We're not working against anything anymore. That's the old paradigm. But you can neutralize the energies, and that's how we are creating a new environment for ourselves. You know, if you're just when you neutralize things, you don't have to fight. You know, there is no fight in that. There is no resistance in that. So it's just energy that is energy that can flow on, you know. And that's also what we do with anger. People who are angry and want to feed off your anger, they try to trigger you. And when you just neutralize those energies, you know, you're untouchable. But those energies, it's just an energy that you can neutralize by not interacting or by not interfering with things. And when you stay neutral in it, you know, and not going into fight and not provoking people, you know, you stay in that balance for yourself and you neutralize that energy. It shifts out of your life. And how beautiful is that? And the divine masculine, the divine feminine sees that the divine masculine does that work to neutralize the things. And sometimes if it gets too rough or too aggressive, then you need to retreat yourself from it. Because it's not for your highest good to stay in that environment. Because we don't have to take the abuse anymore. Okay? So what's in the heart space And what is the divine feminine seeing in that heart space? The lovers. The divine feminine sees the lovers in that heart space. The way of the pearls. You know, they're both diving deep. They're both diving in, and they say, okay, we're diving in. We let it go. We transform the things that needs to transform. We are working for people. We were working with each other. We are working in creation. And we want the beauty to revive. We want to see the beauty in this world, and we want to revive that love frequency into this world. And that's not only what they do by diving within, but the divine feminine also see, you know, I see your heart, I see your beauty, I see your unconditional love, and I accept it. I accept how you are. I don't want anything to change about you. You are that beautiful soul that I see that you are. And when you see the beauty in things and you see the love in the divine masculine or in the divine feminine, that's also what you will receive. So it goes two directions. So the divine feminine sees this love from the masculine and sees his intentions and see that depth that is actually revealed. You know, it needs to be revealed. And maybe he can be really himself with you. You know, that all, because when you're open, all the energetic lines that where there's a connection will open and will go streaming, and you can go to higher realms and go into the halls of Amenti, or you can go to the Akashic records to see what is connected in and written in their script, in their blueprint, in their timeline. So what is the best for the divine masculine? That's all what the divine feminine sees, because out of his energy. And sometimes you see if there is a distortion or there is a block, divine feminine knows exactly how to remove it from the divine masculine, so it can flow again, so there is new inspiration, so there is new openings coming in. So that is really beautiful. She sees his heart, she sees his passion, she sees where he wants to go, and she is just mirroring that energy. They're just two of a kind. And that's what the divine feminine sees with the divine masculine. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is coming in for the divine masculine. Know what you choose. Know where you need to go. Because the wheel is turning in your favor at the moment. When you let go of the past, you let go of everything what was distorting you, what was against you, when you had to do with jealousy, when you had to do with opposition, when you had to do with people that are jealous of you or stealing from you or taking from you. Let it. And just give it back. Take a step back for yourself. Let it. Don't go into that fight. Don't let the disappointment of those people get you down, because your energy is needed somewhere else where there is more for you than you think. What you can see at the moment, because the wheels are turning. You know, when you go into a higher frequency, you are needed there. And from that frequency, more people come in, more opportunities come in. Don't think, oh my God, you know, I'm in this process of not having enough. There is enough for everyone. We just need to find the right flow, you know, and the trust that the divine will always take care of you. When you're not in flow and when you're in your mind, you know, you create blocks. But if you say, okay, I let it all go and let's see how it all flows, it will all come to you. It's all divinely orchestrated. It's all divine, divine timing, you know. So the right people will come your way. Now, see yourself as being on top of this, you know. And most of the time we were swing down here and we hang on here and we keep on hanging, you know. But if we let go, where you're on the bottom, it will swing up. It will, the wheel will turn again. So you are the one who needs to take the reins, who needs to take the lead, and needs to take the trust in the universe. And when you trust in the universe, when you trust your gods, your goddesses, God, whatever you want to call it, you know, you are in the right space. And they show you exactly, is it good for you or isn't good for you? Is it costing me money or is it not costing me money? Maybe you need to create something with the people that are in that divine and same space, you know, to create something bigger than you think, you know. Most of the time we think in small things, but in these times, when we raise our energy, it's needed, you know, and that is what it is all about, you know, changing and shifting the energies for what is the good for you. 42 on my timer. So yeah, it's amazing what is happening for you. So let's see what is what is the universe saying for both of them. Celebration. Time to celebrate, time to fill up your cups, time to pour in your own cup, you know, and that is from both sides, divine feminine and the divine masculine. When you come together and you pour everything, all your love, all the love that both carry, and you put it in one cup, it will overflow with abundance. And out of that abundance, it will celebrate. You can celebrate your life. You can celebrate everything what is going. It's time to celebrate also, because we're going into a different season, you know. We're going in the fire energy of Aries that is pushing us forward. That's the first fire sign of this year that is opening everything up, that gives transition, transmutation, it gives transformation, it gives you the fire that you need in your life to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. And all the love is there. All the love is there. So that's what I see. And probably fire and water are creating sometimes turmoil, you know, and it could be because there is a third party. It could be that creates turmoil, but you also know how to neutralize it. You know, it could be that you have to get, that the third party get involved, you know, instead in excluding, you know, the energy of both of you. It could be that there are how do I say it? With a third party, I mean an energy that can create conflict, you know. You don't let that into your abundance. You don't let that into your space. Everything what creates turmoil, everything what creates upheaval in your life, you know, neutralize it. Neutralize it with this. Don't let it interfere in your life. You know, when you let it into your life, you know, they create more turmoil, more conflict in your life than you need. And we're going into that space of peace. You know, you want to have that peace in your life, because from that peace you can create. And that's it. You create. Both are creating, you know, this love, with this love and with this abundance that is coming your way. So there is on the divine feminine side is more like, okay, holding a little bit back. I need to see how everything goes, how everything flows. Are we in alignment? Are we in that space? She's just guarded because of this one. And that has to do with energies. So it could be a warning for the divine feminine that there is something going on that wants to disturb your peace. And you can trace those energies, by the way. You can exactly trace those energies, where they're coming from, where that distortion is coming from, where they want to disturb your peace. So, and it's most of the time it comes out of jealousy. That's what I feel. It's an energy that wants to hook you into their space so they can control you with all their, you know, strings. And I have a feeling that the divine feminine is neutralizing this and saying, you know, I'm not letting myself being controlled by anything that you want in my life. I took back my power. I know with what guides I'm working. Nothing have control over me without my consent. So that is where the divine feminine is at the moment. So yeah, that's what I see. It's a really beautiful reading for the divine masculine and the divine feminine this week. Let's see. I'm getting some other cards. Let's have a card, a twin flame card for the divine masculine and in the divine feminine. What is needed in their life? If you want a private reading for yourself, for your partner, for your divine masculine, whatever questions you have, you know, go to my subscription box. There's an email address. Email me and I will come back to you and I can make an appointment with you for a reading. You can have a reading from 60 or 90 minutes. And I have quick readings 15 minutes, different prices. Wow. Divine creativity for the divine masculine. You receiving cosmic intelligence while you can create from that. How beautiful. It's the butterfly. Free yourself from everything that is holding you back. You know, you have the power, you have the abundance, you have the creation. Create, 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 I hear. The more you create, and the more the universe will give to you as new ideas, new inspiration, you know, and enjoy that feeling of freedom, that feeling that you're not bounded to anything, that you're not hold back by anything, but that the universe is just flowing through you. And that gives you the creativity for all new things in your life. For the divine feminine, sacred sexuality, accessing the unified field. So, that's an interesting one. By your sacred sexuality, by being intimate, you're accessing a unified field of the universe. You create that expansion and going through that openness that the universe will give you. So if there is, for instance, if you want something to create and to let it come into the universe, you know, you can use that sexuality to create. You're opening a portal that can release all your dreams, all the things that you want in your life. You can access that because of your sacred sexuality. It could be also when you are celibate for a long time, you know, and you work with the sacred sexuality. You work with the sexuality between you and the universe and the divine, you know, you create everything in your life. You know, instead that somebody else is taking your energy and taking it away from you, you can create to all higher realms whatever you want. So it's really beautiful. So access the unified field through sacred sexuality. And I think all the priestesses I talk to, they will understand, you know, what I mean about that. So, what is the universe saying for both of them? Voyager's journey. There's a past life healing coming up for both of you. And this is very beautiful. I have the 9-9 and the 1 and the 10-10. Here is cards for the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And I have the 2-2 card of the Voyager's journey. There's a past life healing going on for the divine masculine and the divine feminine. It could be that you know each other already from a former lifetime, and now it's time to heal. And when you heal the karma, and that's so interesting, more karma, then there is this, you're grounding it, and you're really letting go of the past, and the future is more stable without karma. So this is it for this week. If you want a private reading from me, go to my inbox, and I see you next time. Bye-bye.